Hello everyone, it's Gigo here and welcome back to the channel once again. And today we have a new project that we have named the Elmina Roofing Project. So as you can see, the team is all on their way to Cape Coast, right? So then we decided to show the coastal view, right? The sea views, on the way to the location. So this project is, we are contracted to do the roofing, but I'm hearing that later on we'll be helping with one or two things in there, and I would like to use this opportunity to say a big thank you for the to the owners of this, particular project you'll be seeing for allowing us to put this out there, right? If they wouldn't allow us to put it there, you wouldn't be able to see, the how talented, FO is with roofing when it comes to roofing, because this particular project is, I mean, it is special, right, for us to show, people what we are capable of doing. So I'm very happy that the owner allowed us to put it out there. So I just want to use this opportunity to say a big thank you, you know, for allowing us to do this. And talking about a project which you'll be seeing very soon. I think this project, you've never seen anything like this on YouTube. Trust me, what you're about to see. I have 3 episodes of this particular project. From the AFO's view, and then I have one from Amele Osla when she went there to interview FO. That will also come, and then when the work was done, finished, I also have another episode on that. So you might like to go to FO's playlist, or I'll create a new playlist, which is going to be the Elmina Roofing Project, so that if you want to see the progress of this particular project, you can follow up on this particular project. So, I think in my next episode, today we'll focus on the roofing, right? And then in the next episode, we will focus more about the house and then the design. The owner has to really come out to tell us where he got this design from, because, this structure is amazing. The design is amazing. And you understand why I'm saying this when we are done with the roofing, right? Every section you see here has its own roofing, right? So this is not like the straight roofing where like you take, it goes from the top all the way down. No, every section you see here has its own, roofing. So fast forward, we have the wood supplied on site. That's where you can see it is treated. So we have to wait for some days, for the chemicals to dry up, and then we can start with the work, right? So this is how we work. We come to your site, we give you an estimate, and then you can decide to buy your own wood, or if you want us to buy it, we can also do that. If you have a representative, we can go to the market with your representative, so that we buy the materials, right? So that we just come and work, and then our focus is the labor, right? But before we come to your site, we need the transportation to be able to come to your site, because like when we started, I didn't like the guys taking money before coming on site, but it got to a point where in a month they go to like 5 sites, and some people are not ready yet, right? They are not ready yet. They just want to know how much it will cost. And then at the end of the month, they use their petrol, their money to be doing transportation up and down. And then they have nothing at the end. So we've decided that when we come to do your estimates for you, we at least the transportation, you have to provide our transportation for us. And if we get a contract, then we can find a way to, then you can talk to the guys, and then you can take the transportation from the labor work. That is not a problem, right? But if you are not giving us the contract, you should try your best to kind of, help them with their transportation. If you cannot even pay, or at least 50%, 50-50, I mean, because the estimate we will be providing for you is a guide. Like I always say, our estimate is a guide estimate, which at least is going to give you an idea how much you're going to cost, or you're going to use it to compare someone's, estimate, for you to know that, okay, you are doing the right thing. So in either way, the estimate is helpful, right? The estimate we're going to provide for you is helpful. And when we are giving you estimate, we just don't write the price of materials. We have to go to the shops, right? We have to do our own transport. We have to move from our house to the shops. We have to get the current price of wood, right? And if maybe you are not in Accra, or you are, far away from, where we are, which is like Pampram, Dowenya, Tema, we have to get the prices of, I mean, let me use this as example, this Cape Coast. We have to get a price of wood at Cape Coast. We cannot use the price of wood in Tema, right? I mean, I think one time one of our artisans did that, uses the price of materials in Tema to make an estimate for someone in Akosomo. And trust me, we all know Tema is very expensive. So if you do the comparison, you will know that, I mean, the Tema prices are higher than Akosomo. So we have to come to Akosomo, or we have to come to your location, get the prices of materials at your location. That's what we're going to be presenting to you, because we are not buying the materials all the way from Accra to Cape Coast, or all the way from Tema to Akosomo. So our estimate, I mean, it entitles a lot. It entitles a lot. It is not just we sitting down and we just telling you this is no. That's not what we do. So I just want to mention that, right? And so the next thing that I also like to address is about patience, right? I mean, with timing, right? So please, if you get in touch with any of my artisans, right, and you don't hear from them, like if you don't get a quick response from them, please give them at least 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks. If you don't hear anything from them, then you can just send me, an email or a WhatsApp directly. I always put my number out there. You can get in touch with me directly, and then I'll find out, why they are not responding to you, right? Maybe they are sick, or maybe there's something, happening. But the reason why I'm saying 2 weeks is because, like, I mean, the first week is that they are already busy working on someone's project, right? And then the second week is maybe they have already planned that week that they have to go and see a different client, or they have to go and see to a project. So the thing is that we always plan ahead. That is the thing with the Gigo Production Group. Like, for example, this project that you are seeing, we didn't build this particular project, right? EFO got a contract for the roofing, but almost most of the team members has been there just to make sure that everything is going on right. So my engineer has been there, the architect also has been there to just make sure that, what the client gave us, the design that the client gave us for the roofing, is what EFO is actually doing. So we prepare ahead, right? We prepare ahead. So I know that they will respond to you before even the 2 weeks. Even maybe some will be the same day, or maybe the next day or something. But I'm just saying, at most, let me say at most, in 2 weeks' time, you should hear from them, right? Because we plan ahead. I know that some of us, when we come home, we are in a hurry, we don't have much time, and we want to get things done so that we can go back, to our various destinations. But that's why I always say that you should plan it in, right? So if you know you are coming, you will already know that you've booked your ticket and you know what has to be done. You can let the guys know in advance. You give them the date, and if there's any groundwork that we can do, we can already start doing it. If there's any groundwork that has to be done, we already start doing all the groundwork. So immediately you are here, we present the report to you. And I mean, if you like what you see, we can already start hitting the ground. so that you also don't waste your time. I know some people also come and then there's emergency, right? I mean, if you let us know it is emergency, we will find time. And but if you just give them a call that they should just come the next day or maybe the next 2 3 days, meaning they have to leave someone's project behind. And it may happen that maybe they are in a different region, right? So these are some of the challenges that I see that the guys are facing, and I would like to address. We are willing to help anybody who wants to work with us, right? We are willing to work for you, but you help us and then we also help you. But if we have to leave someone's project to attend yours, I don't think that the owner is going to be happy, right? And you will also not be happy if we should do the same thing to you. So I just want to mention that. So as you can see you have different roofing. This is not like your traditional roofing that everything goes on one. No, every section, has its own. So it is like a separate roofing for each room. Every room has its own style. And I mean, if you go inside, I don't know if it has this kind of like a Bali vibes, but we will get more into the video in our next episode so that you understand what I'm talking about. As for now, I just want us to focus on the roofing, right, of this project. Like I said, it's separate. So I mean, I think this is kind of like the living room has its own roofing. This section has its own roofing, which is like the hidden roof style. And then other side, this room also has its own roofing sets. Everything is separate. And it is a 3 bedroom house. Like, it is a 3 bedroom house. And we can all see from the front view, you can see a single structure, right? But then this house has layers. I think it has 3 levels, right? But from the front view, you are only seeing, right, like a single story, like a single structure, right? One level, which we all see like in Ghana, one level. But it comes in, and it also has a courtyard, which we are seeing right now. So the void in the middle is also a courtyard where when it rains, I mean, the rain goes into the house, right? So it's amazing, man. This design, like I said, we have to interview the owner of this house. We have to interview the owner. So far, this is, I mean, I would say the top three, best design I've ever seen, right, on YouTube, right? The top three, if not, right, if not the first, I mean, the top three best, design I've ever seen, right, when it comes to building in Ghana, right? So we're doing the checking of the roofing, like F4 and his team. So this is the view from the inside. And one advantage is that you don't see like the roof like so heaped, right? You don't see it to be so heaped. Right? So, and that's really nice about this project. So gradually we are making progress and the house is taking shape. This is a three-bedroom house, and depending on the position that you stand in, you can see it to be a single structure or like a story building, or even has three levels, right? So like I said, depending on where you are standing, so you can see here it is like a three level. Earlier on you saw that it is just a ground structure, which is a single structure, and coming to the back you see there's even more layers here. It's all about planning, right? Planning. So as I said, it has three bedrooms, which is the normal, you know, bedrooms for the house, which is at I would say the ground floor, right? And then it has in-law suites, which is down there at the bottom, right? Which I mean, it is just for visitors, for in-laws, people that come to visit. If you don't want them in your space, which is like your family space, it's like an apartment down there where you can, host your friends, and they don't come into the house, right? I mean, privacy is very, very important. So please take the time to design and plan your house, right? If you have a design, just make sure that the architect and the engineer goes to the land, right? Looking at your design, your plan, let them see how best they can help you to save cost in construction. As you can see, this land is a gentle slope, has a gentle slope, and the owner took advantage of that to create all these levels, right? Which will save you the cost of like having a retaining wall, buying all those iron rods, the block, creating levels and levels and levels. I mean, nature itself can help you reduce cost in construction, right? So I learned this from my contractor, right? I mean, when he comes, he studies the land and sees what is best to do with it, right? So you need a great team. You need a team to start with your construction. If you have your drawing, always make sure that you know they try to plan ahead, right, in time, so that you don't get halfway and then something will pop up before you have to find solution to that. That will cost you so much, so much, so much money, right? So from this view you can see it is just a ground floor level. So I would say that, I mean, someone will build like a story building, actual story building here, right, and go for decking and decking, but I mean, you don't see the decking here. Everything, everything is planned nicely, right? So it's all about planning. It's all about planning, right? So then I think this brings us to the end of episode one, of the Elmina roofing project. In episode two, we will go on top and, focus on the finish, how the roofing, how it functions, right? When it rains, where does it go? The courtyard, we'll look at it. And episode three, we will try to interview a fool to explain what is happening here. And I think we'll be using the shingles, right? We're not going to use the normal, and I think the owner shipped it from China, or yeah, I think so. It was shipped, out from outside the country, so we will be fixing it also. So I mean, it's going to be an exciting journey. I also can't wait to see the finishing of this house when it's plastered and painted. So then I think this brings us to the end of today's episode. I really do appreciate your time spent here on the channel. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next episode. Let's do it.